with your family upbringings. Did we finish that?
I'm just trying to think. Should we finish my rental property?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, go to the left then.
Okay.
And he's working diligently on that.
Yeah, trying to get things all cleaned up and.
Yeah, there's my first rental.
Yep.
And Charlie, keep going here.
Okay.
Charlie Karn was my first renter, and he rented for $15 a month. And he called me at 5 in the morning, and I said, "What do you want?" He says, "The toilet seat's cracked." I said, "Charlie, couldn't that wait till I got up?" "No, because," he says, "it pinched me."
Oh. So he was up. He wanted you to be up with him, huh? Okay. So keep going straight here.
Another block here. Yeah.
Okay.
I know her. I turn to the right here.
Turn to the right. Okay. I thought you were going to take me straight because I worked in a house down here for you.
Well, right here. This one I also bought from the...
This one to the right here?
Right here.
Okay, this gray building here?
Yeah, from the pension department.
Okay.
And I forgot what year, and I even forget what lived in there. We always referred, for bookkeeping purposes, who the people lived there before.
Oh, really? Okay. That was how you kept track
Yeah.
of things, huh?
And that I bought, and that I sold in a package of 5 houses to Halverson, too.
You did? Okay. Huh. You remember what year that was, or is that...
Geez, I can't recall.
Okay. No problem.
And then you can go ahead here and turn left,
Okay.
and we can go down Bridge Street.
To me, it's amazing that there's still some of those buildings are still, some of those houses are still there. Are there
Yeah.
a fair amount of them that have been knocked down or
I don't
demolished
think any
or?
of them, all of them are up yet.
Nice.
And then make the next left here, we'll go down Bridge Street.
Now, John, to the right here on Ann, the summer that I worked for you, I worked in that house right over there,
On the
doing
corner.
something. Did you own that?
The corner, yeah, I didn't own it very long.
Peary and Ron then lived there, didn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
I, one day, I forget what the name of the, Lucy's. Bonnie and Bert Lucy called me.
Okay.
And they said, "We want to get rid of that house.
Okay.
And I hear you buy houses." I said, "Yep, I'd be really interested." So they said, "We want to sell it to you for $33,000. I said, "It's worth more than that." They says, "We don't care. We want to get out."
Okay.
Being a good attorney, when Lucy's died, Kate and Mike, he moved in to take care of it. Never
Okay.
paid any taxes, any rent, no nothing.
Okay.
And just used it up. So I bought that for $33,000.
Okay.
And then Perry and I never lived there or anything.
Yeah.
Perry and Ron did some fixing.
Yep.
And they lived there for I forgot how many years.
Yeah.
And then the sadness with this, when they sold that house,
Yeah.
some people bought it that loved the creek.
Oh.
And they had a little child that played by the creek.
Oh.
And they found him down here.
Oh no.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's sad.
that was sad, yeah.
Huh. Oh boy. So we're going down Bridge Street.
Yeah.
And this is another rental property that you.
Well, this is one of my ones I bought on the telephone.
Okay. Sight unseen, huh?
No, I saw it, but
Okay.
a few years before, and it was in a lot worse shape than I thought.
And is this one of these houses down here? My wife and I, Becky, were trying to figure out. it almost looks like a Wick home.
There's 3 of them.
There is, okay.
Yeah, when we go down here, I'll kind of tell you how they morphed in.
Okay. Okay.
Give them a wide berth here.
Yep. You don't want to hit anybody on our road trip here.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, right here, right at this telephone pole.
Yep.
These 3 houses here.
Yeah.
What this one was where May Miller's house was,
Okay.
and that's the one I bought on the telephone.
Oh, okay.
And it had a house and a barn and an outdoor toilet and a big chicken house.
Okay.
And it was in terrible shape.
Okay.
So I had the fire department practice burning it.
Okay. Another charitable gift.
Yeah. But then I ended up with 6 lots. 3 in the front and 3 in the back.
Oh, there's 3 in the back
And,
too. Okay.
This house on the end here was the first house that Wick ever built.
Okay, so this was yours as well.
Oh,
but
these
then
3 I
yep,
put on.
and then this was the first house Wick built.
Yeah, it was built,
Really?
panelized in Marshfield.
It was. Okay.
Yeah, it was not the first one assembled.
Oh.
That was in Chalk City. I bought this from John sitting on a pile out when it was raining out there. And I think I paid him $10,000 for it. So, anyway, John and I got along real well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the story of the May Miller place.
Okay, so this was all May Miller's like farmette or something
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and then did you develop it or did somebody else develop it?
I did.
You developed it.
Yeah.
And so there were places back here too.
Well, it's actually 6. I dedicated 33 feet on the
Okay.
back for
Oh.
in case somebody wanted to dedicate the other 33
I
feet.
see.
But that was deemed lowland, so that never happened.
Oh,
So
okay.
it never materialized.
Do you remember how many acres that was? Was it several acres of land that you
Oh.
developed, or?
I would say, let's go down this
Okay.
way.
Yep. Okay, now we're on Segebrand.
Right.
Okay.
And John Wick and I own this road because when we bought this, the people that lived there were mad at us because they felt John was going to build a lot of houses out here.
Oh.
So they dedicated didn't want to pay taxes on this road. They're like $7.10 or something like that each. So I own the road here, by the way.
You still own the road?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I should have called you every time I run or walk out here. I'm trespassing.
You got to get a toll
I
booth out here.
apologize
Yeah.
for that.
I think it's legal for trespass.
I didn't have any. So you had to purchase the road?
No, they gave it to us.
Yeah, as long as you paid taxes on it?
Yeah, they didn't want to pay taxes on it, so they were mean and gave it to us.
Okay.
Mean.
So you don't get any benefit
No,
from it. It's
no,
just you
no,
just have it
just-
for the public. Do you have to do any upkeep of it, or is
No,
it just?
no, never had any.
Do they plow it? Does somebody plow it? Does the
Oh yeah,
village plow it?
plow down here. It's
Okay.
a public road.
Okay. I see a village truck down here right now.
That's a park truck.
Oh, that's a
It's
park.
not
Okay.
village. It's-
Okay, that's the Dane County
Yeah.
Parks. All right. So this is.
Well, this has.
No, you don't own this anymore, do you?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Can I drive in here then?
You betcha.
Okay, you're the boss, so you're the
Yeah.
owner. So they
Catch
got a
us on
problem.
trespassing for.
It's your road
Yeah.
and your house.
He wants to.
So
He wants
what-
to get us on some
Yeah.
fine, Dad. So.
Now there was a big barn here
Okay.
and some other buildings that were no good at all.
Okay.
So I hired Halversons. There are actually 3 Halversons I did business with
Okay.
to tear it down and dig a hole and burn what was in the hole.
Okay.
And then John, this is 4 sections in this building.
All right.
John, the first section is for the house in that
Oh.
little area over there. John had 20 some mobile home manufacturers around the country at one time.
Okay.
21 or 23, I forget. He had to keep records stuff for so many years. So in that little shed over there, that was full of those boxes. They're gone now. So that's how that came. And then the garage here is for the tenants.
Okay.
Dad,
And now here's a real interesting feature, and everybody that knew it is dead now. But in 1931 or 2, during the Depression, a family of 4 came down Zeebrick Road in the fall looking for work. And they said, there's no work, but we just put this new brooder house up. It's got a heater in the middle, and you can stay here for free. And if you just chop a little wood for us and do little chores, we'll give you some food. So a family of 4 lived in there in the winter of 1931 or 2.
The year you were born.
Yep.
that's what I was going to ask. Is I had heard that story from somebody, Dad. I don't know who you told. Really?
Nope.
Because
I
somebody,
don't
I don't know
That's
if
the first I've heard it.
I don't know if Bob Wick told me about that,
Yeah,
or
Bobby Wick would know.
because I remember somebody saying that somebody lived in there
Yeah.
during the Depression.
Can't you see that Channel 3 out here about how that
Maybe that's
poor
where I
people
saw
are
it.
living and they have to get their ass out in the snow?
Yeah. I tell you,
It's amazing.
life, it's so good to hear stories like that, because it makes you embarrassed to complain about anything.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's how
true.
people lived, and
Yeah.
you grew up.
They
in
were
the,
gracious for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
A family of 4 lived there.
Yeah.
And do you know what happened to them after? Did
They
get-
left in the spring, and I forgot where they went, but I knew
Yeah,
at one time.
yeah. But they did that just to get by.
Yeah.
And then got
Through
their
the
feet
winter.
up. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And the Zeebricks helped them live.
Huh.
Now, there's another interesting story. You see those 4x4s?
Yeah.
Okay. Fellow that works for me, Roger. You know him? He lives in a little filling station down.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Roger. Roger is his first name.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Digman.
Okay.
He was going to raise thousands of pheasants,
Oh.
and he needed 4x4s to have a 90 by 40 flyaway for him.
Okay.
And he scrounged, looking for some scrounged 4x4s, but the people that he scrounged from said they could give him some treated 2x4s that were compact nailed together.
Okay.
So that's what that pile is.
I see, and he's right behind us.
He is.
Yep.
Probably hoping we don't steal those from him.
Yeah.
He's wondering.
A couple years ago, we could have gotten.
Is that who is it from
Yeah.
Indus?
Yeah, I'm sure he's got that.
Yeah.
He's got that little whatever it is,
Yeah.
Datsun or.
Got the spare tire on the back
Yep.
here. Ah, good. Well,
He's got his dog in the back too.
Yep.
yeah. Talk to him. Did he get out?
No, he didn't. We'll just have a little chat with him.
Hello, hello.
Hey, John.
What are you up to?
I'm gonna let my dog out for a spin.
Oh, good.
Good. How you doing? We're on a little tour talking about all of his properties and stuff like that.
He's got a lot of them. And then I'm gonna stop at the house and mow, John.
And what?
Stop at the house and mow.
Oh, I don't think you need mowing, do you yet?
It kind of looked like it yesterday. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I won't do it if it doesn't need it. That's for sure.
the fellow that mows the lawn next door to us there, I ran into him, and I asked him why he hasn't mowed. He said it's better to let it get up a little bit before it's mowed. So I think we should wait a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Good. We're doing fine. Yeah.
Okay, John. See you tomorrow morning.
Take care, Roger.
Goodbye, puppy. I love dogs.
So, John, tell me, that's kind of the end of your home properties, family properties, and rental properties at this point. Is that right?
Well,
or do we
no.
have another one or two?
Downtown.
But I mean, I'm talking, those are businesses, right, for the most part?
Yeah, post offices.
Okay. What I was wondering was this. Is if, how are you feeling right now? Pretty
Good.
good? You feeling
Yeah,
good?
real good.
Okay.
Keep on going.
Okay. What I was wondering is maybe as we drive here, and whatever you say is fine. I was just curious about, like, so you're 90, how old? 92 years old, and so you remember what are your earliest memories of Mazo and the community and what you saw? Do you remember how things were kind of when you were a kid, and how has it changed just so drastically since you? What's changed? I mean,
Well,
people have changed, obviously some, but
one of the things, Mazomanie had a great railroad
okay,
background.
okay,
If you worked for the railroad, you had immediate credit.
okay,
There were 2 bridge crews, which one metal and one wood crew that worked out of here.
okay,
There was a roundhouse.
yeah,
They
okay.
repaired locomotives here.
Oh,
You know the history of the community because it was moved by Broadhead, and that was supposed to be in Dover.
yes, okay,
Okay,
yep,
so
right.
you're aware of that.
Yeah, yep,
Now I'll give you one of my failings, terrible failings that I felt bad about. When I was very involved in the community, my thought was, and maybe I used the wrong word, to want to use the right word now so I don't get in trouble.
mm-hmm,
Okay. Take advantage of our historical history
Mhm.
with the railroad.
yep,
Most places, when you go through a town or what have you, you go through the cemetery or through the junkyard or what have you. We go right through downtown.
yes, right,
And I thought exploit was the word that I shouldn't have used,
uh-huh,
but I can't help but bringing you up to say that maybe I should shot myself in the foot with that one.
uh-huh,
What I wanted to see was Mazomanie to create a whole atmosphere downtown of railroad.
okay,
Where the Westland Walk is now,
yep, the promenade, uh-huh,
there I wanted to have a train motel. You ever hear one of those?
no, uh-uh.
It's sleeping cars,
Oh,
only
okay,
they don't go anywhere.
okay,
And there were room for 4 of those.
okay,
Then on the other side of where the thing where they put the locomotives around so they could turn them around in a circle,
mm-hmm,
a real high grade restaurant. Now
Okay.
that's before the Vistas got involved.
got it,
I just had visions, and I got the university and several other agencies to participate a little bit in some funding to try to get the facades on all the buildings downtown
mm-hmm,
and in that history mode.
yeah,
And also get the funding so the occupancy of the upstairs
mm-hmm,
would fund the majority of the debt service and the maintenance.
mm-hmm,
In the front, because so many people who love to think they wanted to be in business haven't any business.
being in
And let me tell you a story. Stop over here.
okay,
Anyway, that was my vision of downtown.
yeah, but have it be the historic and centered around railroad, since that was how the village was built.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
It's our claim to
I
fame,
got
kind of.
shot down by Frank Wolf and Bob Dodsworth on that.
okay,
So Anyway, it didn't fly.
They thought so. They thought they
And
had different.
usually, maybe I used that, what I say, well, I forgot. what the
Exploit,
bad
you
word
said.
is.
Exploit.
That's the one.
That's the bad word.
Yeah.
Benefit
Let me tell you
from.
about the second time I almost went to jail. It was
Oh, boy.
right here.
Okay.
The village board had a contract for the sewer, the sanitary sewer,
Okay.
and with a company, the M.M. Sorensen Company. And they were the low bidder by a ton of money. The only problem, they were a company that had a good background, checked out, so we gave them the contract. The only thing they didn't do is they didn't do coring samples. Do you know what that means?
Drill
Core
down
samples of the.
Check and see what the soil's
Yeah.
like.
Yep.
So they didn't know that it all caved in.
Oh no.
So they went broke.
Oh, tough.
And the bonding company took over the project. And so anyway, they tried to keep breaking it so we couldn't pay on time and what have you.
Mhm.
Incidentally, the banker and Harold Sampson and I kited money to
Mhm.
pay the bills.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. So we wrote personal checks to a company in Dakota that took forever
Uh huh.
to pay them.
Yeah.
With the banker being in the middle, he could have gone to jail for that.
Oh.
So
Oh.
we were dedicated to working it. Well, where I came into play here, the creek crossings were a time and material thing
Okay.
in the bid.
Okay.
So every time the bridge on 4th Street, the crossing, and the one here, they just about get done and break loose. 3 times that happened. So they couldn't get those crossings done
Huh.
with the sewer line.
I see. Okay.
So I was friends with one of the foremen, and he said, I got a way we could do that and make that work if you're game to give it a try, and I'd help you. I said, help me or you help me? Well, anyway, he said if we diverted the creek, so this property here had gone, because the people didn't pay the front footage, was owned by the bank, or by
Okay.
the village rather.
Okay.
So we dug on a Saturday with 2 big enzyme diggers across all the way here, all the way to over there, and diverted the creek.
Really?
And then they were able to put the crossings, the plumbing in before it ran over.
Huh.
And one of the big fringe benefits was this: in the low places, the kids had so much fun catching fish by hand. Anyway, the Department of Natural Resources, the federal one, I forget which one that was. Is that the right one? I think so.
Okay.
Called me and they said I had to appear.
Mm.
I mean, that was a little more than just come.
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, I had no idea what it was. I was on the village board then.
Huh.
And I went in, and there were 3 of them and only 1 of me. And they said, this is your second offense. I said, what do you mean? Diverting a natural waterway.
Mm.
Well, anyway, how the first one came out is I had a little land in Madison, and there was a creek run by, and Marv Hauptman and Bernie Schomburg and another guy built a little cottage. The land was in my
Oh.
name. And
Okay.
then when they got done digging the basement, I had them dig in a little place to put the boat. Okay,
Little channel. Huh?
that was the first one.
Okay. You didn't even know that, huh?
No, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. Anyway, they were about ready to put me in jail. The one fella said, you didn't do this for personal gain, did you? Dig this in. No,
Yeah.
I said I was on the village board.
Yeah.
So otherwise, that's
would've-
what, I'd have still been in jail probably.
We'd be having this interview through bars.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that's one of my another failure.
Wow. I didn't know you did. Wow. That's amazing. Those were different days where you just
Oh.
got to.
And then to make the payment down here on this one, we did dig it in, I had to get a mirror. and shine it on the other end in a flashlight to make sure that was clear and done. It just wasn't a hole on each end a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway, I was a hard-working village board member.
I'd say, yeah, almost a jailbird, huh?
Yeah.